Hi everyone, Tracy here from Temperance Tarot, and today I'm going to wrap up Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge with days 22 through 31. And let's just jump right in. Question 22, Tarot and Oracle decks you only use for personal use? Well, since I'm currently only reading for myself, that would be all of them technically. But there are a couple of decks that I feel quite personal about and don't see myself ever using for anybody else. And that should be no surprise to anyone, would be the Tarot of Transformation, which I just got a brand new box for because it doesn't fit in any of my boxes now that I've rebacked it. And of course the Dreams of Gaia. I just think that these two decks are they're really designed, and the way I treat them is for personal growth and development, and I don't see myself using those for anybody else. But you never know. Question 23. Your favorite tarot deck storage boxes, bags, cloths. This has been a habitual issue for me, how I store my tarot decks. Personally, I like to store them in the boxes they came in. Nice, and I like it when they do a nice sturdy pull-off box, pull off the top box. But here I'm going to pan over and have a look at some of my tarot decks. That's kind of my storage situation. You can see down there, I have a few in bags, and I put them in bags only when that's the only option I have. I don't have a box that they'll fit in, and they maybe came without their box. And then I have some more over here, and those are in the bigger boxes. These are the ones I don't use as often, or I have pulled out in something else. But as you're all aware, those Llewellyn boxes, the ones that are big and flimsy, and I just don't have enough. I have too many decks. I'm a collector. I have too many decks, and I don't have enough space to store those decks in their boxes. And their boxes are very flimsy, and they tend to tear up. So I've come up with a couple of things. The first is I found these tins on eBay that have this little window in the top so that you can see through the top and see what's in the box. And for decks that are a little bit bigger than a standard tarot size, like this is a newer version of the Tarot of the Hidden Realm. It's on the thicker cardstock, and it won't go in a normal standard tarot box size box. I've got them in these tins. These tins aren't great because they don't stack really well. They stack some. You can see I've got them over there stacked up, but if I hit them wrong, they tend to fall down. The older Llewellyn decks and some other decks that I've gotten, some other indie decks that are just a standard tarot size that maybe didn't come with a box or came in a box that didn't work for me. I went to makeplayingcards.com and I got tuck boxes, and they're like 80 cents a piece. This is a tarot size tuck box, and like here's the Steampunk Tarot. That's my favorite card from that deck. Here's the Steampunk Tarot. It fits in this standard tuck box just fine. Because I like my stuff to stack. I need it to be able to stack, because you can see, here I go again. Over there, I've got a number of decks in tuck boxes stacked up on top of each other. I've got little stickers that I could write on, so I could write the name of the deck on the outside. My problem with bags is, first of all, they don't stack. They tend to fall all over each other and fall all over the place. And the second thing is, because I have so many decks, I found a wonderful wonderful bag maker on eBay who makes bags that she sells from anywhere from $4 to $6 a piece. As a matter of fact, she made this bag that I have the Marielle Tarot in. It's a great little bag. It's a cotton bag. It's got a great drawstring. It's just a great little bag. But at the same time, they fall all over each other, and I cannot remember what's in each bag if I have that many bags. So that's number 24. What tarot deck do you wish existed? As many people have said, I would love to see a Star Wars tarot deck or a Dr. Who. I would love to see a Winnie the Pooh oracle. I know Disney owns Winnie the Pooh and we can't do that. Winnie the Pooh, the life lessons you need to learn are in Winnie the Pooh. So I'd love to see that as an oracle deck. And also, there are a couple of artists from this 78 Tarot Carnival that I would love to see do decks. If they don't already have decks, I just might not know about them. The first one is Ken Myers Jr., who did the King of Swords. I really love that King of Swords. And the other one is, and I'm going to butcher this and I apologize in advance, Gila von Messner, who did the Page of Cups. I would love to see an entire deck with this little boy running through it. I think he's adorable. So those are the decks I wish existed. Day 25, if you could read the tarot for 5 people, famous, historical, alive, past, or fictional characters, who would it be and why? I've got these written down because I had to put a lot of thought into this, and I really came up with one who's alive and the rest are no longer with us. And the first would be Lin-Manuel Miranda. And if you don't know who Lin-Manuel Miranda is, he wrote the musical Hamilton. And I have seen him on TV a number of times, and I've seen him on Saturday Night Live, and I've seen Hamilton. I've seen enough clips from it on YouTube to really feel like I understand it and own the soundtrack. I just think he would be so much fun to read for. I don't know that I would, he's got his head together, he knows what he needs, but I think he would enjoy the process, and maybe he'd write a musical about tarot readers. I think that would be cool too. I'd also like to read for Marilyn Monroe and Judy Garland, because I think that I could help them. I think that somebody could help them, even if it wasn't me. But I think if they had that kind of influence of a spiritual guide in their life, then maybe their lives wouldn't have been quite so tumultuous. I'd like to read for Charles Dickens, because first of all, I think he would enjoy it. I think he would believe it. And I think he might have actually gone to see a tarot reader, for all I know. If you've read his stories, I think he would be fascinating to read for, and I think he would embrace the process. And then finally, I would like to read for Pablo Picasso, because I just want to know what's going on in his head. I think that reading for him would really just be fascinating. And I didn't pick, at first I wanted to just pick yummy people who I wanted to meet, but this isn't a list of people that I particularly want to meet. This is a list of people that I think I could either learn something from when reading the tarot, or maybe contribute something to their lives if I read the tarot for them. All right, question 26. What has been the best piece of advice you've been given about working with the tarot? This is sort of a collective piece of advice that has been basically that I don't have to use the same approach to tarot as anyone else. I can use my own way of find my own style, and not worry about what anybody else thinks or what anybody else says is the right way. Okay, question 27. What's the tarot spread you're working with right now? I am actually not working with any particular tarot spread right now. January has been a really crazy month for me. I've had very little time for anything tarot. So I don't have a spread that I'm working with. As a matter of fact, I'm looking for a good all-round, about 5-card spread. So if anybody has any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. 28. What is your favorite tarot reading accessory? Incense, candle, whatever puts you in the mood. I do love incense, and I have this wonderful incense burner that is, it's just a basic, it's a piece of hollowed out wood, but it's huge. I mean, look at that. It catches so much ash before I have to dump it out. I absolutely love it. I'll sometimes use music if I've got the wherewithal to remember to actually put it on, and I will use the music in conjunction with the incense when I've got time to do a real reading. Lately, all I've had time for is my daily pulls and that sort of thing, and even those I haven't. Gosh, I think it's been 4 days since I pulled a card. So, but yes, question 29. A tarot deck I get stuck on. It gives me nothing in a reading right now, but I'm not giving up on it yet. Margaret Peterson or Marguerite Peterson. I love these cards. I think I will probably, when I can get some time, use them for meditation, for, you know, a one card and look at the card. I'm not ready to move them on yet, but I haven't been able to actually do a reading with them. And not surprisingly, I know a lot of people love the Wild Unknown, but the Wild Unknown, right now it just gives me nothing. I look at it's pretty, it's beautiful. I love the packaging, I love the cardstock, but I'm just not getting anything from it right now. But again, not willing to give up on it yet. Question number 30. Favorite tarot card, art, meaning, or both? And I have two that I've pulled. The first one is the Sun card. And this is my favorite tarot card. This is the card when I do a reading for myself or do a daily draw. This is the card that I love to see turn up in my readings. So this is the Sun card from the 78 Tarot Carnival. This is by Paulina Cassidy. Just lovely. My favorite depiction or art depiction of a tarot card comes to us from Cat Black and the Touchstone Tarot. This card just stands out in my psyche. This is the Moon card from that deck. I just love that, just from an image-wise. That's just an exquisite image. So those are right now my favorite two tarot cards. My favorites change. And then the last question, what will you not do a reading about? Where do you draw the line? Well, since I'm only reading for myself, the line isn't very strict. But even for myself, I don't do readings about my health. If I don't feel good, I go to a doctor. And I don't do readings about other people. So I don't say, oh, how does so-and-so feel about me? No, that kind of crosses the line for me. If I was going to do something like that, I'd say, what can I do to improve my relationship with so-and-so? So there we go. That's the 31 Days of Tarot, questions 22 through 31. I had a lot of fun doing this, even though I had to squeeze it in just a few chunks. And have a great day.